Hey guys, it's Kevin. Today we're going to talk about screen printing. It sounds like inkjet printing is more advanced and screen printing is oldie moldy. However, down the road you're going to realize screen printing has a low per print cost, cheaper equipment cost and maintenance. The color has a wider gamut, and the print has a better feel. It feels soft. It's not like a bulletproof vest when you make a DTF print. And of course, it can print full colors. However, I'm interested in the hybrid print, which is you can combine all the different technologies. For example, in the embroidery, you can have a random thread pattern, which is created by special software, super expensive. However, why not just throw some white thread and supplement on it? Here are a couple pictures I took from Expo and show different artists their works. And they all use different techniques. They use sublimation, airbrushing, screen printing, and their limitation is their imagination is not limited by the material or method they use. So I'm going to show to somebody never done screen printing before. You don't need thousands of dollars to get this equipment. Instead, you can start small and go from there. This video I'm going to cover some basics, and the next video we're going to combine with DTF printing. I got this kit for $99 from Amazon, and it has a menu and those of hinges. We're going to use those to do the registration, which I'm going to show you in the next video. And this squeegee is a pretty good quality, so I'm going to keep this squeegee. I'll put a link to the product in the description. And here you get two bottles. You mix them up together and make an emulsion. And this is emulsion remover. When you finish one design, you can use the remover, remove the emulsion from the screen, and then reclaim the screen. And this is the exposure UV light or black light. And they give you a couple bottles of ink. I guarantee you, from what's inside this package, you can make your money back in no time, as soon as you finish the first project. It has a 110 mesh screen and some transparencies and black film. Some mixing sticks. You're not supposed to use a wooden frame for professional production because it's really hard to register. However, if I buy a wooden frame, I buy from Speedball. Speedball is always really tight, high quality, and then you can just use it over and over. And don't throw the box away, you get a surprise underneath. You can use hinges to stabilize the screen on this plan, and then you can do the registration. However, upon inspection, I feel it's better to buy the hinges separately from this kit. This kit uses screws, so you can use screw the screen on the plan. For another $10 or so, you can go get those hinges that use clamps. You can use metal frames. I'm going to put a link to the product in the description. First, let's make some emulsion. I found it almost impossible to pour water into that little bottle, so I just use a syringe and needles. And I fill about half a bottle. And you can use tap water, any kind of water. Then you just shake it. Oh yeah, close the cap and shake it. And open the bottles as emulsion. Don't open the ones as emulsion remover. Anyway, you can get it wrong. The emulsion look blue. So open it up. If it's not blue, you will open the wrong bottle. So we pour the activator in it and then just mix it up until the blue turns into green. Now pat yourself in the back. You just made the emulsion, and this is good for about 4 months. You want to use it up. And you might want to get a Sharpie, mark on the bottle when it's going to expire. Now we apply a generous amount of emulsion to the screen. Don't worry about how much you pour, because you can put it back in the bottle if you get too much. And also, emulsion is cheap, it's super cheap. You have to adjust yourself to understand how cheap the screen printing is. You need to turn it around and make sure it's even on both sides. And if you have any excessive emulsions, you can put it back in the bottle. You're gonna have lots of ink accumulate around the edges and corners, and I always seal it very good and on the corners and edges, so I don't have to put a tape on it. Otherwise, you want to tape the corners, We put the screen in the dark room and just leave it at least 4 hours, and we're going to print some films. If you have a DTF printer, just print a black print, use a DTF film. Our DTF printer is idle. I don't want to use it just for 2 prints. So I use a regular HP printer and put a DTF film in it. I printed 2 copies and then I stack them up and they're perfect black. Okay, the screen is ready. We need a background, and you can go to Office Depot and they sell this big black paper, and that's the best. And here I don't have it, so I just use a small piece of paper come in the kit. And I put the screen on. Oh, I put the screen upside down, sorry. And then I put my 2 pieces of films on it. It's better to put a piece of glass so the glass can push down the prints. If you don't have a glass, you can just go to your local glass store and they will be happy to cut you one, or you can get one from any picture frame. I had a lot of trouble how to put this light up. And yeah, at first, I use a really long screwdriver and try to put it there, and it's not that good. Eventually, I found a speaker stand, and that will put a light over it. The Speedball gave you a recommendation of exposure time in their manual, and for here, when I check the size, it says at 7 to 10 minutes. So I will do at 10 minutes. After 10 minutes, you're going to see the parts exposed to the light is going to be blue again, and the parts didn't expose to the light will remain green. Now we just use water and spray that on the film. You can use the kitchen sprayer. I'll take some patience. They don't come off immediately. You can see it come out piece by piece. Once first piece come out, the rest of them is easy. And at the end, check the corners and edges. Make sure they are sealed. If you see any holes on the edge or bottom, you can apply a little bit more emulsion, and then you can expose to the UV light again. Or like me, I can just put in the front door and get more light. Usually, just run my finger across the border and check how tight the screen is and if it is completely sealed. Now put a generous amount of ink on the top of the screen. Again, everything is cheap. You have to get used to it. To print, you have to lift the screen up, draw the ink back, and this is called load the screen. And then if you print the t-shirts, you're going to do 2 really hard push to the front. So now the screen is loaded, I'm going to do a strong push to the front. If it's t-shirt, you do it twice. If it's cardboard, it's good enough. So again, when I print the t-shirts, so we load the screen, and then put the screen down and hard push. Use your both hands, give a really hard push, 1 and 2, and this one's done. I told you you're going to get your money back in the first project, and this one, they're going to charge me $150 to print all those logos on 4 sides. And I checked their quality is not that good, and so I decided just screen print myself and save money and have a better quality. If you print tote bag or like a t-shirts which you want people be able to wash it, you might want to check the ink and they give you cure temperature and time. You might have to throw it under the heat gun and cure it for a couple seconds, or somebody use oven, just put the whole t-shirt in the oven and take it out. Okay, my next video will be how to use the screen printing together with DTF, so you can eliminate lots of problems you have with the DTF. Also expand your color gamut, which you can print the color the DTF cannot print. Okay, I hope you enjoyed this video. Visit us at www.bchtechnologies.com or locally at Greensboro, North Carolina. Cheers.